It at this tree blight and crits and then rolls high damage with the sneak attack and everything and hits like fucking over 40 points of damage and he's level 4. And I was like, well, that was fucking combat breaking. Like even though they had gone like 3 full rounds with like not a single hit, I don't think. And then all of a sudden 2 rounds just walloped.
Well, that's still better than you guys with that fucking roper.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh,
Like, is
yeah,
that
that was
back-to-back
pretty bad.
sessions of garbage dice rolls? Because we almost got TPK'd in our last Mirama session.
So that means we're due for another session like the troll SWAT team entrance. Whatever Sean's about to throw at us, since we had a nice, gentle RP episode. Statistically, I think it means we steamroll it.
I mean, that does happen, but, I learned from the trolls. So, if you do steamroll it, shit's gonna still get a little weird.
Fair enough. I did the same thing. I expected them to screw up my boss battle, so I set a contingency plan, and they all forgot, or at least weren't thinking about the fact that one of them was infected with lycanthropy, and we haven't talked about it in a very long time. So as soon as they walloped the boss, the moon started showing through the clouds, and one of them turned into a werewolf that can't control themselves. So we're picking up next session with them fighting themselves. So
Oh man, that's such a good time. It was excellent for me to be like, "Well, Chris, you're the bad guy now. What are you gonna do?" And he's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill this guy." I'm like, "Fuck yeah."
yeah, I think I'm gonna make the person playing the werewolf roll the die, but have it be random. But she's still the one rolling it, just so she gets the full effect of like, oh shit, this has consequences. She slowly makes her way through like a whole party. It's like werewolves are no fucking joke for level 4.
You were
I can't
telling me
believe we
over
did that.
you were telling me over dinner that you were excited for you guys to get back together so you could have the werewolf turn.
Yep. I already knew, even if I gave the tree blight so much extra shit and like homebrewed a bunch of stuff for it. I was like, this is gonna be awesome. I had it chucking the bodies of the druids that were like used to summon the creature, and it would like knock them over. They'd have to roll a strength check to be knocked prone. And it had a life drain effect where like if it attached a vine to you, it could just start bleeding you dry. All this shit, and they couldn't hit it, but they also just kept rolling out of everything. And then 2 turns, completely fucking wallop. So I was like, you know what? You're getting fucking werewolf.
Yeah, dude, that was sad because you took the only other person that was morally on my side. Like, god damn it. Everyone else is a loose cannon.
Yeah, it's a fun group to run, but it is chaotic. I like the creativity during combat though. Everybody was taking very interesting shots. Like one of them tried to hold a torch with a mage hand and just light the tree on fire at one point. That was pretty fun.
It definitely, I feel like that's like something I lost a little bit. Like, cause like when I first started playing with you guys, like it was like an Alex arc or like short story there, and um his little mini campaign, yeah. And like I was like, oh, we were fighting these harpies on this boat. Like I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm gonna use this like thing to pull them down this turret. I don't fucking know. The fuck am I supposed
You lost your childlike sense of wonder because you've seen the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something so innocent about players when they first start and they're just like, well, I read it like this, which means I could do this really crazy thing. And you're like, well, actually, no. But roll for it. It's probably not going to work. And then you just watch them get crippled by it. uh, I do love it.
except when it's the epic montage of scaling this flying island and destroying all these goblins.
Yeah. It was right up there with when you guys stormed the winery and cleared the whole thing by accidentally sneaking your way perfectly through killing the boss and then working your way back through the winery and eventually crowd surfing a man to his death.
I believe it
That
was
was a very
Condon, right?
it was a very montagey moment from my perspective. And since it was Mega Sesh, I was like pretty three sheets to the wind at that point. I was just like, what the fuck is happening?
I have a question. How do you crowd surf someone to death? What happened there?
One of them picked up the last druid that they found and literally held them over their head and started passing them backwards because they were in a hallway. So there was a line of people. And as they were being passed over, everybody was taking stabs at the person and then passing them back. And they crowd surfed a man to his death and I think threw him down the stairs.
Oh yeah, he went down the stairs.
It was a whole thing. It got rowdy that day.
Sounds like it, but
We did like a 7-hour session and everybody brought brought drinks and food and we just powerhoused through an entire dungeon basically that was like this winery taken over by evil druids, and we pushed through the entire thing in one sitting, and there was a bottle of whiskey and a few beers gone by the end of it. And then Will and I walked through a snowstorm back to work because we had a company meeting to meet Oxbow Brewing's people because they were merging our companies. So Will and I show up literally looking like Yukon Cornelius, like coming out of a snowstorm, like snow in our beards and everything. Pretty intoxicated at that point. It was a fun day. We're doing it again
It was a good
in
time.
December.
that's always a good way to start a merger. You know, little crazy-eyed and possibly drunk.
Oh yeah, 100%. I guess nobody knew, but they probably just assumed that I was red because I was also like I literally had snow and icicles like forming in my beard. So that covered up the drunkenness a little bit. It was nice.
I could definitely read them as we like entered through the door though. They were like, the fuck?
Yeah, no, we came in hot.
Who are these homeless people?
It's like, oh, sorry,
I mean,
wrong.
essentially, yeah, that's pretty much how I looked at that point in the day. I was disheveled. They had completely steamrolled this entire dungeon that I spent a very long amount of time prepping and just bypassed all of my shit in the most perfect way, completely accidentally. It was just by chance that they got the perfect path. And that's when I started hitting the bottle a little bit harder and was like, well, here goes the day. I guess we're homebrewing the next 4 fucking hours.
That's the DM life, bro, right there.
It
So
worked out though. It was a fun time.
that reminds me one of One Punch Man. I don't know if anybody's watched the anime,
I saw the first
but he
season and
goes
it's hysterical.
Yeah, I
Fucking
like it.
love
I'm a
that
fan.
anime. Seen all 3 seasons.
where he goes to fight those animal villains and stuff. He's like, he'll go through all these floors, fighting each, getting harder, going up, and he just fucking knocks it all down in 2 seconds. Like, well, that's taken care of.
Oh, yeah,
It's
with
such a
the
great
House of
show.
Evolution or some shit like that.
And then I told my production manager, he's fairly new, and his daughter, I guess, is part of a D&D club at her school. He goes, yeah, apparently they had a session where they were walking through some woods. They see a hunter kill a deer, and they decide that's bad, so they all go kill the hunter and bury his body. I'm there going, what's a 10-year-old knowing all about murder and hiding bodies already?
Kids are dark, man. They just don't show it.
I just watched Bambi. Fuck that guy. Alright, well, since we are all thusly assembled, I guess we shall begin this little tale of ours, gentlemen. Last session began as the party exited the forest of King Woe to find themselves on the doorstep of the King's City, the largest settlement in all of Daanal Wisech. The party, caravan and courtesans in tow, stop to refresh the horses before pressing onward toward the next leg of the King's tournament. Here, in the King's City, they purchased and offloaded some gear, maybe made a few deals, did a bit of information gathering, and even scoped out some strange competitors in the tournament. Some very odd multi-conglomeration of ant-like people. Blade busts out this magical manner for the party to find some rest, after they've had some food and some drink, maybe taking getting a little handsy with a courtesan or two, depending on who's where. The party does eventually find their rest, and the following morning is where we're going to begin our tale. So, at this point, you're each waking up in your own private quarters in Blade's magnificent mansion, and probably eager staff, these like ethereal butlers and maids, bustling about, just kind of awaiting for your beck and call, any command for you to give them. But yeah, essentially, how do you guys proceed? Not all at once now.
So this is the morning.
Correct. We have you've thrown up your magical mansion. You guys did a bit of drinking and eating and relaxing last night, and this would be the following day. So
Well, I'd imagine that Blade probably wouldn't be up at this point, but a I guess a giant breakfast would probably be ready, and maybe one of a dining hall that's available, ready for the group.
What are they
Butlers.
serving? Talk dirty to me. I love a nice breakfast.
I mean, it's whatever you'd like. I mean, something, a lot of meat, eggs, gravy, whatever. Biscuits and gravy. Oh, that's one of my favorites.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Renwick's definitely down there with like a stack of biscuits that arguably is larger than him, so you don't really see him at first, and he's just cramming biscuits and gravy. That's his shit.
sitting next to you as you cram these biscuits and gravy is a slightly hungover but ravenous Albust, who is just housing an equal-sized portion of biscuits and gravy. And in between every several bites, he turns to you and he's like, "And it gets better. The room, there was all the stuff I need to fix all of the merch. We're gonna have so much merch. It's gonna be so awesome." And then he keeps shoveling food in his face. Several spoonfuls later, he's like, "And I don't know if I told you guys, but one of those courtesans, I saw a boob, and it was great." And he continues to shovel biscuits and gravy into his face.
Renwick looks over with like a mouthful of biscuits and is like, "Oh, I had a fucking," and swallows and is like, "Sounds like you had yourself a wonderful night. I'm proud of you. Can't wait to see the new merch." And then just buries his face back in his plate.
I think Clader probably would have gotten up early and he'd probably be down there fucking going in on some breakfast with them too. Just dumping his special royal hot sauce all over some eggs and sausages.
The royal hot sauce, very nice.
The royal hot sauce.
Most hot sauce.
The sauce.
Albus stops shoveling food into his face once you arrive at the table, Gladier, and help yourself to this a hefty portion of breakfast. He stops shoveling his face long enough to run across the room and rifle through his bag. And when he returns to you, with a full cape. He sets it down, on the counter next to you. Says, I might have stayed up and done a little extra stitching, so hopefully it's the right size. I couldn't really measure you, so. And he runs back to his food and begins sitting next to Renwick, shoveling in massive piles of biscuits and gravy.
Clear definitely like put down his food for just a moment, and just check out the cape and like, put it on over his one shoulder and maybe tear up a little bit. It's oh man, this is perfect. Thank you. Uh, yeah, this is amazing.
So the cape not only has the symbol of the Sands of Justice on the back of it, and it's like this yellowish kind of gold and white color, but the symbol of the Sands of Justice is in black on the back, but the brooch to clasp said cape is actually a symbol of Pelor. So it's kind of he custom made it for you specifically.
Oh yeah, I think he'll just like just admire it for a minute, and then pat him on the back, maybe a little bit too hard, not on purpose, but just because he's huge. Yeah. And then just yeah, you did a good job, and then go back to fucking housing some eggs and sausage.
He tries not to fucking choke to death, as the pat on the back was a little hard, but he regains composure and continues housing his breakfast. So what's the plan today, guys? Where do we go? What's next?
Renwick sits back and unbuckles his belt, like
Ooh.
pops the top button. It's just like, oh, I'm fairly certain there's a trial here that we're supposed to do before we move on to the next spot. Is that right? I'm a little bit biscuit drunk right now.
Yeah, we gotta. I guess we can just look for what's his face. What's Blade's name? Friend's name again?
Blade will kind of come tumbling down the stairs from his room and be like, Darius.
yeah, Dars. I guess we just gotta look for him, and I don't know. Do we check in or something like that? Let them know we're here and ready to go.
Well, even Blade's kind of just like rubbing his head, eyes closed. Said crossroads, right?
Yeah, where are we? We're at the city, the big city.
Big city. Um, yeah, I don't think we're at the crossroads yet.
Oh shit, yeah. um,
We're at the I'm trying to remember the name.
yeah.
Albus, what's the name of this town?
This is the king's city. Everybody knows that.
Thank you. That was a test, and you passed.
Fuck
Good
yeah.
job, Aldous.
Guess what, you guys? I totally saw some boobs last night. It was awesome.
Well, stick with us, and you might see too. All right.
Best day of my life.
So what do we have like? Is it like just another day to the crossroads? Day of travel?
Oh shit! So
So we're kind
I
of
made a
close,
note for
huh?
myself, and I actually did never sent you guys a map of Tirna. So I'm gonna drop a
Mm.
map of kind of what you're dealing with in the chat real quick. Yeah, my bad. I forgot that I didn't actually hook you guys up with a map yet. But again, this is just kind of like my DM's guide, so it's not super detailed, but it gets the job done. This is to orient me for storytelling. So you guys are in where number 6, and number 6 is like the king's city, giant stone walls topped with ballistas. You know, there's soldiers everywhere. There's a sea of homes and businesses and streets, and that's just outside the city walls. Like inside the city walls is also like a densely packed metropolis, and it's, you know, like I said, the biggest settlement in all Daanal Wisech. Crossroads would be 8. If you see just to the north, you're roughly a day and a half to 2 days travel from the crossroads currently. As I believe you guys said, you wanted to set up Blade's Manor in something akin to like a town square to kind of just show off to all the people that you guys have this weird portal you guys are staying in.
Yeah, we set up like a giant, like it was like a portal right in the middle of town square. It's like fucking Diablo or something.
Yeah, you
That's
really showed
exactly what I
off.
thought. Diablo.
Yeah, like we step out of this thing, people are gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
All right, so yeah, so we got a little bit further to go, but we could probably. I mean, do we think like because we're over halfway? So is it like a day, day and a half to the crossroads from where we're at?
Correct. Kind of depends on the pace you wish to travel, but even at a slow pace, you travel about 4 squares a day. You are 8 squares away from the crossroads, so it's about, 2 days if you travel at the slowest pace possible.
Gotcha.
Well, we gotta go find the hookers, and then we can head out. Don't want to be late.
I hate to be that guy, but I'm fairly certain that we're supposed to call them sex workers these days. Isn't that right,
Quintessence.
Albust?
Or should I say, I'll bust.
Yes, Mr. Silverstring, what can I do for you?
Nothing at all. You've helped me plenty.
He's so cute and innocent. I wonder how long it'll take before we taint him.
Go kill him.
How long did it? How long did it take to taint Logus?
Mm.
About 4 days.
A wise bard once said,
Not even.
was born this way.
Yeah, we just brought it out of him a little bit.
Yeah, I think we'd really just let him kind of do his own thing, and we we maybe should have given him a little bit of guidance at first, but it's too far gone now. But he's
We
ours.
all we all knew it was there.
All right. Here's what I'm thinking. We each chip in 10 gold, and we get him a proper lesson from one of our traveling companions. He's got a couple days to pick up some tricks.
When you say lessons, it's for stitching, right? I mean, I could use some help with the cross stitch. You're right.
It's about how to fill a slit.
He looks confused for a moment, and then his eyes go wide, and he's like, "Oh, very, excellent. Are you sure that those berries didn't like kill me? Because I'm pretty sure life has been awesome for at least 24 hours. It's fucking great, you guys."
Well, should we be off then?
I guess we should go greet the townsfolk.
Yeah. So if you guys finish with your morning routines and getting prepared for the day, and you head out of this manor, it is not. Okay, hold on. Sorry. When you head out of this manor, you've got like a small crowd that has kind of gathered around this portal. Several people are straight up shocked to watch you guys come out of it at the time that you do. But hovering kind of near this portal you guys have set up is again Bethania and about a dozen courtesans. Your horses have been fed and rested, and the caravan just awaits you. And so, as you guys kind of come out of the portal, the courtesans and your coach drivers begin mounting up.
Chris hops on his magic carpet and is ready to roll.
Yep, I think Blade will.
Renwick just looks at you with very like big pouty eyes and was like waiting for you to offer him a ride.
I'll set out a hand and say, I can show you the world.
And he looks back with shimmering eyes and says, "Shining, shimmering splendor." And he takes your hand and pulls himself up.
All right, so as you guys hit the road, heading for the crossroads, the territory is a bunch of like rolling grass hills between where you guys are going. So it's just this kind of winding dirt road, and you see a lot of travelers. People coming from the opposite direction, people kind of traveling in the same direction as you, whether it's they're passing your caravan on foot or maybe you have to kind of pass them. The roads are very busy. You see guards, you see people coming and going. And so it's going to take a day and a half or so at this pace to make it to the crossroads. So you have just a small amount of downtime. Albust at this point is doing what he can to make more merch. He spends the roughly day and a half of just travel time, just doing stitching and blending materials, maybe occasionally making some dye or But yeah, so is there anything in particular you guys would like to do before arriving at your destination?
I think as we're traveling, anytime we pass by like, you know, larger groups that might be traveling or come up on, even like small settlements or small camps or whatever, Renwick just kind of like nudges Blade and keeps like trying to get them to like pump the energy up a little bit and like really sell the sands of justice as we're like traveling and just I'm trying to, pump the hype for our crew along the way.
Absolutely. Albus will kind of give you the help action almost in a sense of just giving you a bunch of merch that you can just kind of, as your wagons are going by, you just reach out and put, tack a flag on the back of this, wandering traveler's backpack. He's not even aware that, he's flying the Sands of Justice colors. Other times you're able to just outright give, either a flag or a cape or a shawl of some kind with your colors and your embroiderment and things. He Albust has made sure that you're well equipped with merch.
Yeah, Blade would be throwing out merch left and right with his mage hand there, and yeah, just kind of playing some tunes and just kind of trying to give kind of, I don't even know what kind of vibe would be. It would just be like a, I mean, I know what the vibe would be, but like the sort of music would just kind of be like a super theatrical, just like kind of playing on his double neck lute there. Maybe getting the mage hand to play like on the upper neck, like maybe some more like bass notes. So he's kind of getting like these crazy tones and octaves.
Oh, heck yeah. Give me a performance check. We'll say it's going to be a fair DC, but depending on your role, you may or may not have like a few social bonuses coming up in this next encounter.
All right, all right. I'm going to, I don't know why my Discord keeps like freezing up. So I'm just going to roll it with my wife's die, which served me terribly on Sunday.
My Discord's running great today, but boy, it was rough last session. It was hard.
Jesus, it's like
Damn, way to
terrible.
blame the wife. I'm telling Lid.
No, dude, these, I guess, yeah, don't tell her. Okay. All right. Uh, wow. Okay. Fuck these dice. Fuck these dice. Natural one for a 16 on performance.
Okay.
That wasn't with advantage after Albest and I were helping hype.
Oh, wait, I had advantage?
I'm asking.
Don't you have an item that gives you advantage on performance checks?
The Bardic book, I know.
Yeah, I mean, you could have had it open next to you as you, or something, yeah.
Sorry, that was a 14 for a 29.
Very nice. All right, let me make a little note. So, the journey between the King's City and the Crossroad is fairly swift and fairly uneventful. So, unless there's anything any of you would like to do in particular on this day and a half. Albust, Blade, and Renwick have found some way to keep themselves busy. Logos, Locris, anything in particular you would do over this day and a half?
Not Logos would just be up top with the driver riding shotgun, helping keep an eye out.
Yeah, Low Chris would have just been reading his books once in a while, and then when passing by settlements, would be using minor illusion and prestidigitation just for like fanfare, image of the logo above the party as we're going, trumpets playing.
Oh, very nice, very nice. I like that. All right. So the journey is somewhat uneventful. The evening is pretty normal, standard campfire, bit of dinner, some stories. The courtesans make sure to set up camp with some other travelers and work their magic, do their thing. But you guys find yourselves the next day, probably late afternoon, 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, arriving to the crossroad. Now, the crossroad is a popular meeting point and common stop for those traveling the land. Consisting mostly of taverns and inns to accommodate the everyday traveler, there is also a decent market here for those who wish to resupply. A farm and a ranch or two kind of supply the town with goods, and a well-manned guard tower kind of in the center of town, you notice, to protect and keep a watchful eye. Now, the crossroads is not a very big settlement. It kind of caters to travelers, but you're only looking at 500-600 people. It's not a very big village. It's just kind of a popular pass-through point. And so all around it are these rolling green hills. In the distance, in every direction that you can see, there are workers in these rolling green hills, and they all appear to be building. Some of them are like building stages. There's these like large wooden beams that are getting constructed and put together. And aside from that, town seems packed. Like, even though it's not a very big village, it is elbow to elbow in the like town square area, like where all of the inns and taverns are proper. It's absolutely packed, and again, kind of how you've seen in other areas. A lot of people are setting up temporary campsites along the road and around the outskirts of this small town in this kind of like rolling hills setting. There is, for a town that's probably normally 500 or 600, there are several thousand people here taking up the accommodations, drinking at the bars, getting ready for the festivals. And, it is a very festival atmosphere. There's beers flowing, there's like carnival game type situations going on, there's jugglers and fire eaters and various individuals in costumes kind of throwing out, little trinkets or little candies. It is a very festive vibe, tons of banners, very colorful, and that's kind of what you guys arrive to. The courtesans kind of pull off on the side of the road. Bethonia comes up to you, Blade, and hands you 170 gold pieces. She winks at you. Says, thanks for doing business, partner. We'll probably be here for a couple of days, so we're going to park a little ways down the road, I think. Maybe a half mile outside the city, for a little privacy for our clients. And she tips you. She helps, orders her courtesans to kind of help you and the party unload your things. And the caravan marches back down the road a bit to kind of set up at a more convenient, less crowded location. So the girls can work, of course. So you guys are just kind of dropped off in this town. Tell me how you proceed.
Would I see any markings of the festival or maybe a sign of the next child that we're supposed to be looking for?
You definitely see like banners and various slogans and sayings of other teams. You notice a couple people waving your banners, the Sands of Justice, as well. But go ahead and give me a perception check. I'll accept perception or insight to kind of figure out the next move.
30 perception.
I'll say with a 30 perception, you hear him before you see him, but you hear Darius chewing someone out in the field. Like he's screaming at him. No, you fucking git. It has to be over there. It has to face that way. You've built it wrong. Unfuck this now. We've got this to be ready tomorrow. And you hear Blade's friend and confidant chewing somebody worker's ass for getting some things wrong out in the field. You do notice that out in these fields there are several projects going on. Outside of the city, there are stages being built. There are like stands being built. There are these like large wooden beams being put together and then put to various uses. Like something's definitely going on out there.
Well, do we want to go stake our claim for campgrounds, or do we want to go see what's going on out there?
Hmm.
Oh, well, I feel like it's in our best interest to make sure that Darius doesn't make a fool of himself or get himself hurt, so might behoove us to keep him safe. I know that there's some characters around here that probably don't necessarily play by the rules or feel that they're above the law. So
Yeah, I think we should look at Darius and see what's going on there. He's no slouch and pushover, but it is, I would like to see what's going on with him.
As you guys kind of make your way towards Darius, you do see several different members of several different factions are here, including the Hammer. You know, the Hammer kind of up in his. At least you spot not him and his squad directly, but the chrome stagecoaches that they travel in. There is a small caravan of them just outside the city. As you kind of make your way over to Darius, after he's done chewing somebody's ass, he turns back and sees you guys approaching. He's like, "Ah, I was wondering when he'd get here. So, how are the roads?"
Well, pretty uneventful. Had some nice company along the way, though.
Albus got to see some tits.
He
That
elbows
happened
you a
too.
little too hard. I knew you're up to something, you little shite.
What's going on here, Darius? I could hear you from a mile away.
Well, they sent a bunch of gits to me. I figure these are fucking gits. Look at them. He points at these like very clearly inexperienced locals who are trying to help, like assemble this stage. They pointed it in the wrong way. What do they think? I'm gonna give a speech to the fucking cows? Anyway, glad that you lot made it. There'll be an announcement first thing in the morning that will sort of tip off these scenarios, these situations, and then we'll get to it from there. So I'm not allowed to reveal more than that. He holds his hand up and shows it's like it almost looks like a cuff, like a manacle cuff. It's like a black cuff, and it's sealed with various glowing runes. He says, they got pretty serious about this now. So, the only thing I'm allowed to tell you is you have to officially dedicate a leader for this challenge. That's all I'm allowed to say. One of you must be represented as a champion of the team. So, aside from that, you'll have to wait till morning. I'm not allowed to say anything else, but safe to say it has something to do with all this. And he gestures to the several projects going on the outskirts of this town in these fields. There's probably a couple hundred royal workers erecting various structures.
Designated leader. Are you sure you can't tell us any more? Not even a friend? A very close old friend? Are you sure?
Well, I'm pretty sure.
No.
He jingles his little wrist bracelet at you. It gets unpleasant if I talk about things I shouldn't, at least till the end of the tournament.
Well, I'll trust you, Darius, but we'll see what happens.
He smiles and winks at you as he turns head, and then runs over and kicks one of these workers right in the ass. Like, what are you doing? Not there! And he kind of goes back to kind of directing some of his construction projects. So, it would appear you guys have, the remainder of a day or so prior to, anything official going down with the tournament. Anything in particular you guys need to do or prep for, your upcoming leg of the tournament? You do have access to, like the courtesans have gone a bit down the road, but you do have kind of like a private quarters in this caravan, so you don't need to worry about like lodging or anything unless you care to. But you guys basically have, we'll call it something like 18 hours or something like that before anything official starts with the tournament. So what do you guys do in this moment to kind of prep for your next leg of this journey?
Do we have any intel on what this next thing may be?
Albus kind of speaks up. He's like, so he cracks open this old guard diary that he has acquired for whatever reason and kind of reads through it. It says here that the second tournament likely has something to do with strength and wisdom. And he snaps the book shut as he kind of happily informs you of what he thinks the next leg of the tournament will be.
Uh, well, we know BC boy here is the strongest. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that might be much wise. So maybe Gladia and I take point on this one.
Yeah, I mean, you got the whole wisdom thing down, and I mean, I guess I got the strength.
Yeah, so Dara said that one of us or one of you guys has to be the champion. So who's the champion? Who's in charge of this?
Well, I'm conflicted because I feel like Gladiator is a more intimidating champion. The whole hammer rivalry and stuff, it kind of makes sense, but it is Blade's art, so I don't know.
I don't really have main character energy myself. I'm more of like the guy that just pops in once in a while for a good stab and a pun. So he just kind of shrugs and looks around at you guys.
And Logos isn't something with him. He's more a comedic relief character.
Well, Blade, we are here for you, so why don't you take point?
Uh, what? Pardon?
I mean, do you want
Oh,
to be our what would our champion? leader for this round of the competition.
Well, but it begs the question if Blade is the champion, if they're the one that needs to either be strong or wise or both, you would be at a major disadvantage. No offense, Blade. You're very charismatic.
None taken.
Well, maybe
It's
this would. Oh, sorry. What was it?
it's a tough call. I mean, champion.
I mean, I don't think we have to choose now. I think we can go we'll find out what the champion needs to do. If it's something that has to do with strength, it's global. Something to do with wisdom and just look and sexy would be me.
Yeah, that works for me. Dares didn't say we had to choose now, right? Like he just said, is it like we have to? Sorry, DM question. Did he say like give the impression like we just have to have it chosen by the time we start the challenge?
Correct. In order for the challenge to crack off proper, one of you must be designated champion.
All right, then yeah. Why don't we
Right.
just think about it and decide later?
Yeah, I think that'd be good. I think some time to dwell on it would be appropriate.
All right, so we got some time to prepare. Does anyone want to do anything before we? Yeah, we got a half a day, so.
I know what I'm gonna do, you guys. I'm gonna rally the troops. I'm gonna make us some fucking fans. And Albus just grabs like as much merch and fucking like flags and scarves and capes and various doodads and everything he could grab with the Sands of Justice symbol on it, and he hauls it off and starts both he just starts peddling merch. Sometimes he's giving it away, sometimes he's selling it. He starts hustling and getting you guys' name out in the crowds.
Can you remind me what time of day it is?
It's like late afternoon at this point. They're talking like 3, maybe 4.
Okay. Renwick is gonna grab Logus at one point as like we're doing whatever. He like calls out to the group. He's like, I think I'm gonna join Albust, but hey, real quick, and he like nudges Logus and walks over to the side. And when you get over there, he's like, I'm thinking, but I'm feeling a little bit well, like having fun tonight. I was thinking the Hammer, he's got that whole caravan. What are the odds that you and I could maybe just for funsies, just derail him a little bit, loosen some bolts or something. Just give him a hard time. Nothing major, nothing that might get us in trouble. But you and I are both sneaky enough, and what with that spell you've got, I think we could have a right bit of fun, cause a little bit of chaos, slow him down a little bit, maybe break the morale.
Well, I mean, I'm all for shenanigans and actions, but that very well could get us killed.
Well, only if we get caught.
I'm pretty sure Locust has some crazy spell. We might, we could open them. Maybe we can just make it straight up invisible or something.
I mean, it certainly wouldn't hurt, and I feel like he'd probably be on our side. Something tells me if we tell him we're gonna fuck with the Hammer, he's probably gonna back us up. He likes to sort of sow the chaos, so
his shenanigans are fucking cool. My shenanigans are spooky and fun.
And if they're cruel, that doesn't really make them shenanigans at all now, does it?
They're more like evil shenanigans.
I feel like we had a moment and it made me very happy. It was a great reference. But yeah, at some point, I think maybe, after sundown, Renwick and Logos might maybe try to fuck some things up for the Hammers caravan, potentially involving Locris. But just playful shit. Not trying to kill anybody, but would like to fuck with them a little bit.
Oh, you could, it would, as you're kind of looking around, you probably could slide right underneath that caravan, and with a good set of something like, say, thieves' tools, oh man, you could probably loosen the right bolt here or there to make their journey out of this town less than pleasant.
One might say that elven-made thieves' tools would be rather helpful in that situation. So yeah, that's until then though, I think Renwick is just gonna go back Albust up and try to like rep and sell merch and like get his face out so it makes it look like he was out, with the people the whole time, kind of creating an alibi the next couple hours, and then he's just gonna slink away.
Ah, smooth, smooth. Go ahead and give me a stealth check, Renwick. I'll say that though the caravans are guarded, it is just one guard, kind of watching out all three caravans. He lazily, occasionally makes a loop around it, but for the most part, he's very casually doing his job. So,
All right, and thanks to my boots, I've got advantage. So 17 and a 15 for a total of 20. Sorry, 32. I have a plus 15.
god damn, I don't think he stands a chance, but I'll roll it anyway. Not great. We're 11. Okay, yeah, you successfully, easily with the crowd and the noise and the various festivities going on. It was all too easy to slide under one of these wagons of this caravan, all chromed out with intricate nuts and bolts and gears, even. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check to kind of tinker with the underside of this carriage.
Would you consider this an occasion where my gloves of thievery would apply?
Yeah, yeah. You could use your thieves' tools. I believe that gives you like proficiency or something.
All right, sweet. That is a 6, but because I'm proficient in this, my reliable talent makes it an automatic 10, plus 15 for a 25.
Goddamn. Okay, yeah. You take a few bolts off on one tire, you loosen a few on the other, or wheel rather, and you have what you think is sufficiently sabotaged one of the three wagons of the hammer.
And one more thing while I'm under there. The other group that we don't really care for, the Blue Hand or the Copper Fist, uh, I know the symbol of the Blue Hand at this point, right? Because I've seen it on the banners and everything.
Correct. Ironically enough, it's just a blue hand.
Perfect. I'm just gonna pull out a dagger and carve just like in the center underneath the wagon, like a copy of the Blue Hand's emblem.
Very nice. I like the little touch there.
And then I'll slink away and go back to the crowd and pretend like I'd been there the whole time, repping up Albust's merch and, you know, shaking babies and kissing hands.
Excellent. As you make your way back to Albust, what are any of the rest of you deciding to do with your bit of time you've got here? Any like prep spells or rituals or anything fancy you guys got to attune to or anything?
How long after we do this, like after we prep, is the thing gonna start?
You were told tomorrow morning, and it's like late afternoonish at this point, 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
For now, just have it in the notes that at some point before we sleep, I do wanna do a hero's feast for us, since we're going into another trial in the morning. Because it lasts a full 24 hours, so I would want it to last from night to the next night, just to make it easy.
Okay, yeah, for sure, noted. You can definitely, prep a hero's feast for sure.
Um, if possible, I mean, I would kind of want to walk around and try to be like a little inconspicuous, but like maybe try to overhear, with my amazing perception. If any of the other competitors have like any intel or what they're like, maybe they know a little bit more than we do, and if I can like maybe eavesdrop some intel.
Uh,
And if it comes to a situation, it depends. We'll see. We'll see. I do because there's some stuff that I can do if it gets a little sticky.
go ahead and give me a perception check, perception or insight.
33 perception.
So you're kind of noticing a lot of the competitors are all showing. Some of them are already here. Some of them are showing up. But what you notice, in particular, is the ant queen that you had spoken to prior. Her caravan arrives, and just kind of perceiving, how they look and what you kind of know about them. Uh, they act off. They act shady. Like they are trying to actively conceal their movements, not just their physical movements, but like they are actively doing things like hiding behind corners, using the crowds to their advantage. Like these ant people are absolutely shortly after their arrival doing something shady. With a perception check in the 30s, it looks like one of these houses of this small town, this small village, seems to maybe be not what it seems. These ant people seem to make their way there, and each of them make their way in. About 6 of these different ant conglomeration humanoids make their way to this building, and they all make their way in, but they all do it stealthily, and they all do it from like different areas. Like one goes through the front door, one goes through the back door, one climbs up on the roof and goes through a second-story window. Another just finds his way on the opposite side of the house, also through a window. Like something's up.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace on myself.
Okay, easily done.
I'm gonna find this spell so I can clear my spell slot. Okay. Pass Without a Trace. And I'm gonna try to sneak up maybe up to one of the windows and try to take a peek in, see if I see anything.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
That's 20 on the die plus no, that's 20 total plus the 10 from Pass Without a Trace is 30 total.
Yeah, easily done. Boy, you guys never roll sub 30 for stealth checks anymore. It's sad. I remember I could catch you guys once. You pull up to this window and peek through, and you see several of these ant creatures are surrounding a man. He's got his feet kind of propped up on a desk. He's kind of leaning back casually in a chair. He looks kind of equally as shady. He's wearing a cloak with his hood up, and he's kind of using the shadows to his advantage. So it's kind of hard to get any real distinguished features. But he casts a spell, and it's one you recognize. It's speak with animals. As he casts a spell, it would appear that he is communicating with this ant queen.
So with that perception check I rolled earlier, if I were to cast a spell, could I potentially hear them from out here, or would I need to get a little closer?
I'd say with that super stealth check, you could probably burn a spell in silence and be able to eavesdrop if you're willing to burn the slot.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So, as you're kind of eavesdropping on their conversation, the man, through this kind of weird pheromone language, he says, "It's a thing mortals on this realm call Griffin Ball. It's a game, a sport. They have sports. Where are you from?" And the queen kind of chitters curiously. No. All right, I didn't expect as much. Well, there's rules to it, and you have to abide by the rules, or you fail, you lose, you're out of the tournament. You're gonna have to figure out a few things, but I can point you in the right direction, of course. But I don't know how it works in your world, but mine, gold helps people, loose lips. You need a secret? I'm your man. But I'm gonna need to see some coin. She waves a hand and kind of just clicks at one of her soldiers, and the soldier comes over with a bag, a hefty bag, and empties it on the table. And it's not gold coin, it's not like gold bars, it is just giant chunks of raw gold ore. And they just empty it out on the table, and the dude kind of leans forward, interested. He's like, now you're talking. All right, here's how it works. You get the ball in the ring, it's 1 point. Ties result in both teams being eliminated. Don't tie. Players who touch the ground are disqualified. You'll be on mounts the whole time, flying ones. If a team's champion touches the ground or is killed, the match immediately concludes. And once the iron balls score a point or touch the ground, they disappear. And all the balls, once all the balls are gone, the match is over. You follow me? And she kind of like clicks incoherently, and she makes him repeat it a couple times. He even writes it down. All right, this is you speak common. What? All right, I'll figure this out. And he eventually, painstakingly, comes to like some middle ground language that they could both read, having to burn a spell slot each of them to do so. But this guy informs the queen on a sport known as Griffin Ball and how to play.
Oh man. Logan's hit the fucking jackpot. All right. After a while, after if that's all that like they do and their business concludes, I would want to kind of position myself to try to catch this guy when he's leaving, just to see if I can see his face.
Yeah, let me make a roll here. Yeah, if you position yourself using the crowd and things, eventually these ant folks just kind of slink out of various exits of the building. And, after a bit, the man does exit the building, and he looks to be carrying like a large sack. Like, it's almost like Santa's sack. He threw it over his back, and he begins, walking down the road through the crowds. But you do get a good look at him. A ginger half elf, red flowing hair, tall, vibrant blue eyes, but a handful of scars right across his face. Looks like a creature got a good swipe in at him at one point or another.
Just using the crowd and blend in. I'd like to follow him a little bit just to see if maybe I could see what's in that stack.
Yeah, go ahead and give me another stealth check as you kind of tail him through the crowds.
It's a 28 total. Pass without a trace is still up.
Okay. He doesn't seem to notice you tailing him as he makes his way through the crowds of this little town. He eventually, gets to the point where it's pretty much elbow to elbow to get anywhere. He fights his way through the crowd to one of these local inns, and he just nods at the innkeep as he enters and makes his way upstairs to presumably one of his rooms.
How much time would you say has passed with the whole ants thing and then me telling him?
Eavesdropping and waiting for him to leave the house. It's been a couple hours.
Oh, then pass without a trace is most definitely not still up. But I'll cast it again, just so we can keep the narrative going. It only lasts for 1 hour.
Okay, for sure. So he kind of made his way to his private quarters at one of these inns. He's a rented room, obviously. So, how did you want to proceed from here?
Um, I would like to, act like you do the same thing, but if I can figure out which, I'd want to figure out which evening.
And so, how would you like to do that? You want to kind of tail him up to the second floor, or you want to try to like lean on the innkeep, or you tell me.
No, I think at this point I'll wild shape into a spider. So you just get climb up to the top of the stairs, wild shape into a spider, and then just kind of follow him underneath the door into his room.
Okay, let me make another roll here. Not great, not great. You go in unnoticed, and you see him sitting on the bed in this kind of locked room. He's set the bag down, kind of in front of him, and he pulls, these giant chunks of gold ore. These are like fist-sized rocks of solid gold, and he's just like polishing them with a greedy, almost like slobbering look on his face.
I will. Let me see. Let me make sure. Sorry, my kids are falling apart again.
No worries. How?
Uh, so I can stay and watch it for 5 hours. So once I'm in, I'll probably just like stand still in a corner and just kind of watch him for that for 5 hours until I feel it, and just to see if he falls asleep.
I'm gonna leave that up to the dice. It does not look like he looks wound up. He doesn't ever leave the room, but he'll open the door and occasionally shout down to the innkeep. And the innkeep does bring up a hot meal and a couple of ales. And aside from sipping on some ale and maybe some like pork stew or something, he just kind of keeps like counting these giant rocks of gold ore. He's polishing them. He's legit kind of obsessing over them as he just kind of hangs out for a few hours with his meal, a couple of ales, and his newfound fortune.
I said that I can use it again as a bonus action before reverting back. So I'll just use that bonus to stay for as a spider for another 5 hours, seeing if he'll fall asleep.
Okay, I will say if you're gonna be in this guy's room as a spider for 10-ish hours, that's probably going to affect your hero's feast that you're trying to prepare.
I don't need to be there the full 10 hours. I just need him to fall asleep.
We'll leave it to the dice again. He doesn't seem tired. Quite the opposite, wired. It seems like he is waiting for dawn to flee the city while everyone else is waiting for dawn to, start the tournament.
All right. Well, we'll say that maybe like 2, 3 hours into the next thing, I see this dude's not showing any signs. I kind of just casually be a spider and do spider stuff as I walk out of the room.
Yeah, at some point he hollers down to the innkeep for a couple of coffees, and you know you'll be in it for the long run. So
Once I get into the hallway, I'll revert back to Logus and just kind of blend in with the inn downstairs and head back to my group.
okay. Locris, do you have any blade? I think. Do you guys have any pre tournament rituals or anything you guys need to do?
So who found out about what the event is?
So Logos has found out that the event is Griffin Ball. However, he's kind of done this solo a few hours away from you guys aren't actually haven't reconvened to gather that information yet.
Okay. Then Locris would have made good on his promise and taken Albus to the courtesans to get him a proper lesson.
Nice, yeah. Bethania sees you coming and takes pity on Albust, and she sends him to one of her working girls in the wagon, and she tells you, no charge for that one. You only get to split a sapling once, you know.
Halfway. Yes, just make sure he gets a very well-rounded lesson.
Well,
And you can send him back whenever you're done with him.
I suppose if he hasn't made his way back to you by tomorrow morning, come get him.
And if he becomes reluctant to leave, just send a runner and I'll come drag him out.
How gracious of you. She kind of bows.
And then, yeah, I just go back and chill and or walk around the fair, just kind of seeing what's going on.
Lots of table games, lots of people waving various banners of various teams. You see a couple more of your competitors show up. Disturbingly so. A couple of your competitors, a flaming caravan pulled by flaming oxen, seems to pull in to like a nearby vacant slot. And these beings, they look humanoid. They have no facial features or anything distinct on their persons. They are literally humanoids that look to be made of like flowing lava. Their feet leave burn prints in the ground as they walk. And yeah, a small squad of easily like interplanar type of people have arrived. And alongside that, a very petite gnomish woman seems to be arriving. She has these like very mechanical looking mounts, like a couple of mechanical horses and this several carriages with far too many gears and various moving parts. And as she arrives, she is accompanied by four large automaton, like knight-like individuals that tower over her and walk beside her caravan. They are, quite an impressive feat of engineering. And yeah, these would be a couple more competitors arriving for the tournaments.
In that case, I think I'd go see if I could find a potion dealer selling potions of fire resistance.
What I can say? Yep, the dice say you could definitely find a stall that just happens to have what you're looking for. Just times the spell level by 100 gold coins, and that's the price.
Did did Logus? Did you tell us what what you found out before you ran off and
Hell
followed?
no.
Damn.
Hell no, brother. I'm still trying to make my way back. I've been a spider for the past 10 hours.
Doing Spidey things.
I was doing spider shit, dog.
There's a web in the corner of some in room, and it's just like if you look close, it's like a dick.
All right. Well, in that case, I think Glader probably would just he'd probably wander around with Locris, not really looking to buy anything, but just wanted to stretch his legs and doesn't want to just sit around. So he's probably just tag along with Locris as he goes shopping.
I'd say, Gladiator, as you're wandering around, you definitely get mean mugged by not the hammer himself, but looks like the hammer has fans. You see several, in this large crowd of people, there are several patches here and there waving banners of the Silver Queen.
Those motherfuckers. Damn. I think he just kind of grits his teeth and he just walks on by, tries not to pay it any mind.
If Lucas sees these banners, he's going to press the digitation shit stains all over him.
You definitely cause a bit of distress as they're like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And they try to wipe the illusion off of their various flags and capes and shawls and things.
Oh, prestidigitation isn't an illusion. It actually soils.
Oh, even better. They immediately become annoyed at the possibly because they just recently purchased these items and now they are sullied.
And Glader just pats Lokers on the back. You're a good man, buddy.
Oh, fuck that douche. Don't worry, we'll kill him.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have faith in
Yeah.
us.
Then maybe you can bring him back and we can kill him again, like you did with the Silver Queen.
Or I kill him, and then I could bring him back as our servant. And then you could just torture him all you want. I mean, it'll be a soulless corpse, but it still might make you feel better.
We'll talk about that later.
You guys are like the opposite in the way of like you think and your deities. It's great.
Yeah.
Blade, any pre-tournament situationals you need to figure out?
I don't think so. I'd imagine Blade might have kind of after that interaction with Darius and um, hearing, needing to pick a champion and whatnot, giving a lot of weight to it. I think Blade would just kind of might have gone on the outskirts, not to the courtesans or anything, but to, I don't know, maybe just kind of sit out, play some songs, just kind of have some self time.
All right, all right. So as you guys kind of reconvene off doing your things, prior to getting your long rest, Logos does prepare a hero's feast for you all. I don't exactly recall what buffs it gives, but I think you probably remember Logos. I assume. What is it, like immunity to poison and extra hit points or something wild like that? Or
Okay, fine now. Let me look it up.
I forget. Maybe it's like advantage on wisdom checks or something. I'm not 100%. I know it does something good for you.
So Heroes Feast, Conjurer Feast. Creature has resistance to poison damage, immunity to being frightened, and the poison condition. The hit point maximum increases by 2d10, and you gain the same number of hit points.
Excellent. So you guys technically all have your own like private quarters at this caravan, and you guys all kind of reconvene. Logos makes a spread of this. What does your hero's feast look like, Logos?
I like to imagine I spent enough time with everyone to kind of know what they like. Um, do like some fruits, some meats, some cheeses, some cheeses.
I just
Um,
want to say hot dogs and macaroni and cheese for 5 points.
throw in some bratwurst, some sausage, and a nice little spread for everyone.
Excellent. As you guys kind of reap the benefits of this hero's feast, anything you guys need to do before getting your long rest and venturing forth in the morning?
Yeah, I would have passed out a potion of fire resistance to everybody. So yeah, there's apparently living molten lava for this damn thing. So if we go against them, you might want to protect yourself.
Oh yeah, while we're eating, I would have conveyed what I learned from the ants and the weird guy. Also, tell him about the guy that I followed.
So you saw a guy polishing gold.
Yeah, he's polishing a big old fucking chunk of golden ore.
Wonder if he's still there. I mean,
Probably I get the feeling he wasn't sticking around for the games, but he did have a room. I wasn't too sure. He seems to be someone that knows stuff. I mean, it was weird. He was a half elf, ginger hair, scars all over his face, giving information to the ants. It was all very strange. I was hoping he'd fall asleep so I can take a look through his sack that he was carrying, but dude was wired out of his mind.
do you know what kind of information he was giving the ants?
Yeah, he was giving them heads up on what the games were, and the whole thing I told you all about the Griffin ball and the mounds and all that. I got it from him as he was telling the ant queen that we met.
Maybe we should go pay a visit to him.
Oh man, I can show you where he's at if you want to talk to him. He was in a very crowded inn though, so being loud might cause problems.
Yeah, that could well, only if he yells.
I think us bursting through the door will. Oh, it's up to you, Chris. I can make us a little more sneaky at the very least, but I don't have much when it comes to keeping people quiet.
Well, I mean, we could always go stake out the place and see what time he decides to head out. Maybe he'll get out early enough and we can meet him on the road.
See.
I mean, he's getting this information from somewhere. And he obviously sold it to the ants for that freaking goose egg. So I would say finding out where he's getting this information from could be to our benefits.
Huh? Gladia, no offense, buddy, but you're a little big and a little clumsy for this mission.
Wait, what mission? Sorry, I was
Exactly.
eating, I was eating this food.
All right, let's head out.
All right, say hi to whoever for me.
Yeah, but you should come with us so you can be downstairs in the inn in case something pops off. We're going to talk to the guy I was spying on in this as a spider.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can just stand nonchalantly nearby just in case things go south and you need my help.
Blade can always put on a show and distract the crowd while we get busy upstairs.
I can also take that ore off of him just in case it belongs to somebody else. He kind of looks at everybody, winks.
That was a pretty big ore. It might be weighing him down if you get what I'm saying. And
I'd really be doing him a kindness. I mean, if he's going to be going on the journey, he really shouldn't be carrying that much weight. It's going to hurt his back.
Oh heavens! Can you imagine how much his back would be hurting lugging that thing around? Poor
Well,
soul.
then
We really
it's
should
set
help
in
him.
stone. I certainly shall.
All right, everyone. Let's go then.
Yeah, you lead everybody back to this crowded inn and a tavern nearby. Plenty of folks in the lobby coming and going. There's lots of festive things out and about. So tell me kind of how you guys proceed. Yeah, Logos, you know exactly where he is, so you can lead him right to the door if you'd like.
Before we go in, I'll just do one last pop up pass without a trace on everyone if they want it. Uh, yeah, so everyone will be +10 the stealth checks for the next hour.
We just have to stay within what, like 30 feet of you?
I don't think so. Let me see.
I thought it was like an aura around you. I could be wrong, but I just want to make sure that we know how close we need to be.
Oh yeah, 30 feet. Yeah, so stay up on me, but not too much on me.
As we get to the door, Locris is going to pull out one of those little badges that we had gotten from the bounty hunters that didn't get turned into a pendant. Kind of pin it to his collar, take off all the Sands of Justice regalia, and then knock on the door.
Knock on the door, and a kind of a frazzled half elf kind of answers the door. He cracks the door and looks outward. What? I didn't order anything else, but if you must, I could use another coffee. Maybe a bit more of that stew. It was good. Hurry though.
No, sir, excuse me. We are with the Hunters Guild, and we are on the lookout for a dangerous criminal. We've had reports that he has been seen within one of the rooms in this hotel. We're just doing a quick room-to-room check in order to make sure that this half-orc is not holding somebody hostage. Because it's very easy to be holding a crossbow bolt trained on them when we can't see inside. We'll just be 2 seconds and then out of your hair.
Go ahead and give me a deception check with advantage.
Damn it. See, I can never get it to give me advantage. I try every combination, and then when I do it on the outside, dirty 20.
A dirty 20 beats his 14 inside. No half forks here. He swings the door wide open. Like, see? Ah, now, bugger off, would you? Got some other things to do.
So, sir, we have to come within the building. Just do a quick corner check, look under the bed, and then we're out.
He rolls his eyes, but he steps away from the door and gestures for you to do what you gotta do.
After going in, I'm going to turn around and cast Hold Monster on him.
Okay, what kind of DC am I looking at? Wisdom or?
It's going to be Wisdom DC 18.
Not quite. 13 on the die. That doesn't have a great modifier.
So once he's frozen, to pull out the set of manacles that I have, along with the rope and chain, quickly tie him up and gag him, and then invite in the others and shut the door.
Excellent. Okay.
After having him all chained up and gagged and the door closed and stuff, then I'll uh, pull out of my bag. I still have a set of butcher tools that I got from Fakir that were all bloody looking and stuff. And I'm going to roll that out onto the bed. And then I'm going to sit and just look at him and say, so, we're going to have a discussion here. You've been selling information. We want that information. We're going to pay you as well, don't worry. Just instead of a nice little golden egg, your payment is going to be one less tool. So for each time you say something that I appreciate, I'll put it in the bag. If you're upright and honest and everything goes in the bag, we leave. Nobody knows anything. However, you start doing stuff or saying stuff that I don't appreciate or we don't like. Well, we're going to see how good I am with these tools. And, I do know how to heal you, so this could take a while.
I'll say
Do you understand?
he nods. Go ahead and give me an intimidation check with advantage. He looks to the tools. He looks to you. He looks to all of your allies in the room. He looks back to you. He looks back to the tools. He looks like he might be panicking a little bit.
27.
He goes to spill the beans should you ungag him.
I
Obvious.
lower down the
Well,
gag.
he'll just
Oh, go
knock an
ahead.
arrow. He'll knock an arrow and just like point blank it at his head. Scream. Make any attempts and alert anybody. And this arrow goes straight through your head. And then I will revive you and we'll try again.
So as you remove this gag, uh, he looks absolutely terrified. Now sitting bound to a chair in a puddle of his own urine. He's like, it's Griffin Ball, you guys. It's not that fucking fancy. It's Griffin Ball. That's the next challenge. I'm fucking positive of it. All right, it's Griffin Ball.
Oh no, you mistake us, friend. You already know that. Overheard you telling the ants. We're more interested on why you're so keen on helping the ants.
They got a hold of me, and they have questions. They're not from here. They don't know things like us, like social etiquette. My pops had a run-in with them a while back. It's a whole thing, but the long and short of it is they don't know what they're fucking doing here or why they're around, and they're trying to win this tournament, but this is a foreign world to them. So they're trying to get any kind of advantage that they can, so they come to me because I see things. I put stuff together good. I'm an idiot savant, if you will.
You're not that
So,
good. You're not as good as you think you are. I was watching you the whole time.
That's terrifying.
I was literally
so
inside your room as you polished your ore. And I'll just kind of creep him out a little bit.
He's He's making like prolonged, intense eye contact with you. Very worried about what you're doing.
So you just happen to piece together this next event. Didn't have any inside information because we know somebody who is part of the event crew and they're bound to a secrecy that apparently you're not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't work for the crew. I just see what I see, man. They're building arenas. They're building Griffin Ball arenas. There are something like 50 caged griffins just on the outskirts of town. They've got them just out of sight. Maybe a couple of miles down the road. 50 of them, 50 caged griffins, and not only are they building Griffin Ball fields, they're building stadiums to watch it. A lot of them. It looks like there's gonna be a dozen matches or something along those lines. Like they're everywhere. It's all around. I mean, look for yourself. It's he kind of gestures to the window. He's like, you could see them. And aside from that, our blacksmiths here. They've been working on just bending metal and things, smelting a lot. Giant iron like ball bearings, and that's kind of part of the game. So I just kind of put it all together. I mean, there's the griffins, there's the equipment, there's the stage is being set, the field, the stadiums. It's kind of a no brainer.
So what was going to be your next step after you decided to leave town quickly in the morning?
I'm gonna take all the gold that those ant folks gave me, and I'm going to be neck deep in whores and liquor for the rest of my life.
You mean some of the gold the ants take you? I mean, we're gonna need a little chunk of that.
I mean, yeah, please, yeah, take a chunk. Just maybe don't kill me. Leave me enough to get by, huh?
I just gotta say, do you know the ants' intentions if they were to win this competition?
I'm gonna say no. I don't. I mean, that's the first time I ever got in touch with them. They're more like my dad's friends than mine, really.
You see, me and my friends here, we've seen a lot. We've been through a lot. We've saved the world more times than you know. And these ants, they're not your friends. They're not good. They intend to kill every human and make this an ant world, make it a colony of their own, where the queen stands atop unattested. If they were to win, they'd be a scourge on this realm, and you'd have yourself to thank. You think they're gonna spare you when these ants are roaming all over these hills and these towns? You not stop to think before you help otherworldly creatures?
You said these were your dad's friends. Who's your father?
My father, he's passed now, really, but he's buried just outside of town. I could take you there to his grave if you'd like.
Yeah,
That might be helpful. I'll look at Locris.
I could get some information out of him.
At the very least, it'd be nice to bury you next to your pops if you lead us into a trap.
All right, yeah, let's do it. He kind of like tries to hop as he's like bound to the chair. He scoots the chair a little bit. Yeah, I mean, a little help.
You know, why don't you guys head outside and our friend and I will join you shortly.
If you guys could not leave me with this guy, that would be awesome.
I'm sorry, friend. I truly am for what's about to happen to you. But he's in charge. Come on, guys. Let's go. Wait downstairs. Blade, maybe you should play some music so they don't hear anything. Just trying to freak them out.
Just the puddle of pee doubles in size as he's like strapped to this chair.
Locris, do you want me to cast silence? I don't think you're gonna need words for this, and I'd rather nobody hear. Unless you think you can do this quietly. You're a man of many talents.
No, he's been forthright. I just don't want to go walking through a crowded tavern uh, with him in tow. We'll take the back exit. I'll meet you guys around back.
Is there a window in this room?
There is.
How big is
How
the
high up
window?
are we?
You guys are on the second story, and it's an average sized window, a couple feet by a couple feet.
Is it big enough for a giant owl?
Yeah, if you perch just right, you can pop through the window, no problem.
I was
That'd be.
just going to dimension door down to the street with him.
I know, but wouldn't you know how scary it'd be if I just turned into a giant owl and carried them away?
It would also be very much be seen by people and create probably a bigger commotion than we really want as we're kidnapping somebody.
He's dripping urine everywhere.
Yeah, do you want piss all over you?
Yeah, a crying, screaming man dripping piss in a trail does kind of blow our cover.
Would be hella funny though.
That would be so scary, dude. Reminds me of La Lechuza down here in the south. But all right, we'll meet you downstairs, Lucas.
So after they go down, I would unshackle the legs but leave his arms manacled so he can't do any hand movements or magics such as that. Oh, before we go, search his body. Make sure he doesn't carry lockpicks or anything like that.
He does have several daggers and a very nice set of thieves' tools on him. He's also got a spell component pouch. It seems like, judging by what he's carrying with him, he may have a bit of knowledge in druidic things.
All right, well, he now has none of those, but it strikes up a friendly conversation. So, daggers, spell components, these tools. What is your profession?
He looks to you and looks to the tools. He's like, honestly, criminal. Yeah, that's about it.
I mean, as you could tell, we're not exactly the standards of lawful good type people. Can't fault
I
a man
never
for
would have
trying to make a
guessed.
little money.
Yeah, I mean,
So yes, go ahead.
I mean, yeah, it's. I noticed you guys might be on the not so forthright side of adventurers. There's like proud, noble adventurers, and then there's, well, I'm not trying to get killed, so you guys.
Well, to be
No,
perfectly honest, there was a time we had the quote unquote lawful police trying to kill us for absolutely no reason. So we've had to skirt the law to survive. No point in getting your throat slit for an honor that, well, doesn't matter in the end anyway, does it?
I
Logus
suppose
will
not.
Logus will pop out from behind them, sneaking up on them while he's distracted. Just kind of spook them a little bit. I guarantee you that true adventurers know that you have to do what you must to survive. These so-called noble adventurers, I guarantee you that we've saved the world more times than they have. They probably haven't seen half the shit that we've seen. It changes you being out there. We're good people, but we have to look out for ourselves and the town. And when there's someone not not doing right things and being shady and sneaky and cheating, and it just rubs us the wrong way.
To be fair, I didn't know about the whole eat all the people thing. I was just thought I was helping one of my old man's friends. I mean,
Yeah, unfortunately, we've learned that honestly, people suck.
Yep. Even when you try to do the right thing, you wind up making more enemies in the end. Because no matter what, you're pissing someone off or ruining someone's plans. It gets tiring, and you can't help but become kind of jaded when you're constantly trying to be killed by someone or something. I mean, this guy right here in A Punch of Renwick, he's got a literal demon from hell just antagonizing him and chasing him for no other reason than just because. And that same demon took my dad.
it's safe to say
Hey,
you guys have issues. I agree. As he kind of looks at you from being manacled.
let's maybe be more vague in information there. All right. So we get outside and all right, lead us on.
Yeah, you stealthily make your way outside via various means by the lot of you, and he leads you guys to a nearby graveyard. It is one of the few places that isn't covered with tents or various makeshift campsites, and he walks you through this peaceful graveyard to a headstone. And he points. Yeah, my pa. And it is Clyde Snipe is the name on the headstone. And it says, "Here lies Clyde Snipe, a good man and an honest worker."
How true is that headstone?
Well, what was I supposed to write on there? A backstabbing two-faced twat?
Well, just so I know what I'm dealing with.
Yeah, yeah, not honest, and I don't think he worked a day in his life, unless you count drinking booze and beating me as working.
And then, shit, I don't have a shovel. Anybody have a shovel or a cup?
Wait, what? You're gonna dig up my father?
No, no, that'd be insensitive and cruel. You're going to do it.
Yeah, I don't think I have
Sorry,
any
you
sort
caught me off guard.
That was good.
Damn.
God damn, I almost
Oh,
choked to
no,
death.
no.
That was funny.
Yeah. So yeah, I would just pull out something non-sharp, like a spoon or something, and push it into his hands and say, "Well, get to digging."
That's funny, dude. I do have a shovel, part of my adventuring gear. And I'll hand
Yeah.
him the shovel.
All right. Just make a roll real quick. It takes him, about an hour to dig up his father's grave, but eventually he does pull this kind of wooden coffin up out of this hole and rest it on the side. It's like, He's like exhausted. He's like leaning on a shovel, covered in sweat, gasping for breath as he kind of just stands in this hole.
I will open up the coffin and cast Speak with Dead.
The kind of long decaying corpse, its chest heaves and it's you hear its neck bones snap and its jaw comes together as it seems to take a breath for the first time in some time. A light wheeze comes out of its mouth.
Clyde, you've had dealings with some ant people. How did you meet these ant people?
Something went wrong in the Underdark. Me and my party, we found a temple. No, a portal to another world. We weren't supposed to go in. It was an accident.
Can you help me take off this tape? Do you know their intentions with our world?
I've never seen them in our world, only their own.
Anybody have
It does hurt.
a good idea for a question?
That
Goals are for like, do they have any conspiracies or plans for this realm? Like, why are they all of a sudden? I mean, I know he died before this competition started, but like, why are they here? What do they want to win for? Other than, I mean, there's got to be some sort of end goal.
What do you know about these ant creatures? Goals, plans, desires.
While in their plane, there was nothing but war. Every place that one could exist, they did in their entire plane. Massive wars were fought over resources. Me and my party offered a unique outlook to one of the hives engaged in this war. They spared us for our aid, and we helped them crush some of their enemies. But make no mistake, their world is not a friendly place. It is dying. They are eating it.
What is this alternative outlook that you presented to them?
For all of their technologies, one that they had not yet mustered, fire. We showed them fire. And specifically alchemists' fire, how to make it, how to weaponize it. It turned the tide in many of their battles.
All right, so this guy and his party introduced napalm into wars. And chances are those ant creatures are going to utilize that during this competition should violence ever be permitted. So it sounds like things just got more fun.
Well, good thing you got those potions. Or actually, come to think of it, I am already resistant to fire, given my draconic lineage. So if anyone wants a second one of these fire resistance potions, Lokers, you can hand it over to them.
No, I'll keep it just in case.
So was that 3 of our 5 questions?
4 of our 5 questions.
4 of our 5. Okay. Shit.
And I'll look at the elf guy. Do you have a question you want to know from good old daddy here?
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, nah, not really. My ma got everything after he passed, and his little hidden stash took me a bit, but I found it. He's an old bastard. Let him rest.
I'll look at Clyde and say, do you think your son is a person worth saving and protecting?
My son. My son is a huge pussy. And he fades into the ground.
Is a huge what? Cut out right at the insult.
He said, my son is a huge pussy. And he then fades into the dust. Nah, yeah, fuck you too, old man.
All right, so sounds like these ants are a bigger problem than we originally thought. And good old Junior here decided to help them even further because he's an idiot.
I mean, fair.
Well, I think it's time for you to leave town. But before you go, you should bury this empty box.
He lets out a long sigh and rolls his eyes, and then kind of tries to wrestle the box back into the grave, and then slowly
Well,
begins. Go ahead.
before he starts to push the coffin in, I'm going to cast Animate Dead on his dad's corpse. So it'll raise up out of the coffin as, well, you said he's been dead a while, so I'm going to say skeleton.
His eyes kind of go wide as he looks to you, and then back to his dead father, and then back to you. Like, you just want me to bury the coffin?
Well, unless you want the wood, otherwise you'll have a divot where the missing dirt's going to be. At least make it look like it's still there.
I mean, whatever you say, Mister. You and your lot, man. You guys must have been traumatized at some point in your life. Because what the fuck? He wrestles the box into the hole and begins, throwing shovelfuls of dirt on it.
I'll put that disguise self amulet that I bought for a dead body, so that it looked half. I'm going to make it look like him.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Well, I believe that's all we have for you. You've been very helpful, I must say.
Yeah, glad to be of
So,
service. Maybe next time, just you could just ask. You don't have to, uh, cost me a set of breeches.
yeah, the last time we asked somebody questions, we ended up in this whole labyrinth fighting for our lives. So we tend not to ask questions from people who deal with, well, in this case, ants.
fair enough. I literally don't know what to say. You guys are an interesting lot. Ay, ay, ay. He takes a couple more shovelfuls of dirt and throws them into the hole.
So I gotta
Okay.
ask, Mr. Observant. You say you see things, you know things. Do you genuinely know who we are?
I know that you guys are the Sands of Justice. I know that you're here to try to win the tournament. I know that, well, Mr. Silverstring and Mr. Darris have a past. And I'm pretty aware of a lot of things.
I'll give you 500 gold if you tell me what that past is.
I polymorph him. No, fuck, he can talk animal. God damn it.
Just kidding. I'm not giving you 500 gold. I'll let you keep a bigger chunk of your ore if you
I
tell
shatter
me.
him. Kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, better question. Do you know the importance in keeping that information to yourself?
Mum's the word. Nobody's got to know nothing. I'm gonna bury this hole. I'm gonna take my sack of gold and I'm gonna get the fuck out of here and hope that I never ever see any of you crazy motherfuckers ever again.
Gladiator, you're the I'd say the closest to good in the group. Do we let him walk away with information or do we protect ourselves?
Well, before we
That's
make that decision, I want to know what he knows about Blade and Mr. Darius here.
Oh, I think that's to you, Sean. He wants real information.
I mean, I know that they're old pals, and I know that if it wasn't for Mr. Darris, Mr. Silverstring probably never would have, learned how to do shit. I know he's a local. I know Mr. Silverstring and Mr. Darris are both from Port Noble. Aside from that, I kind of, I don't know, I get the real teacher student kind of vibe situation. At least when I see them interact with each other. Am I wrong?
No. No, you're not. Darius is what got me playing in the first place.
Nailed it. He kind of fist bumps as he goes back to throwing dirt on this hole.
Oh yeah, the logos will fist bump him.
Ooh, let's do trivia night.
Though I fucking kill it in trivia night. Well, yeah, if I ever see you guys again, which is hopefully not, maybe we'll do some trivia night. Maybe.
Oh,
I polymorph him.
Bury him in the hole as like a fucking bug in a jar or something.
He's a little fucking salamander.
I wanted to insight check him about keeping his mouth shut.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and give me an insight check.
12.
He seems shady. You're not sure.
So I just don't know if I could believe him.
I believe him. He's just a shady guy. That's just how he is. I don't think after what we put him through, he's going to be running his mouth so easy.
Yeah, there's no harm in trying to make sure that he doesn't run his mouth, though. And I'm gonna cast I'm gonna communicate this to him and like to this shady fella. I'm gonna cast Zone of Truth centered on myself. Now, this I'm sure you seem somewhat familiar from what Loker's found on your person that you're familiar with the arcane. So this spell that I just cast makes it so I can't tell a lie. Um, I don't like to kill people for just the sake of killing, but if you hurt my friends or leak any sort of information that leads to my friends being hurt, I will go to the ends of the earth to find you and end you. Um, you know who we are. You know what we've done. We took down the Silver Queen and her minions. The Hammer just barely escaped with his life. So you know that we are fully capable of doing some damage. So you're going to keep your mouth shut, and you're not going to spread any information about us ever.
Unless it's good information.
I'm gonna say your choice. Give me either a persuasion or an intimidation check with advantage.
Let's see. Definitely persuasion. Although intimidation does feel more fitting.
Intimidation using your strength modifier.
10 on the first die and a 16 on the second. So that's a total of 21 intimidation.
He nods. He's like, yeah. I get it. Understood. Mum's the word. Like I said, mum's the word. I don't even know you guys. Let me finish burying this hole, and I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. And like I said, hopefully, I never hear or see from any of you crazy motherfuckers ever again.
That's a good
So,
man. And I kind of place my hand on his shoulder and just squeeze it just a little too hard. Not to do permanent damage, but
He flinches when you come at him, and you definitely hear something pop in his shoulder. He's like, ah, fuck.
all right, guys. I think we're good to go, right?
Logus is a little hurt because he knows that he was also in the zone of truth, so he meant it when he didn't want to see us again.
All right, so we let him go and head back to our own establishment.
All right.
mhm.
Let's see. Let me check the term here. Okay, so you guys make your way back to the caravan, and all of the courtesans, and they're kind of doing their thing. It's late at night at this point, as you guys kind of get settled in, and get ready for the morn after you guys have had your hero's feast and whatnot. You guys find a peaceful night's rest as the hustle and bustle of this excited nearby festival kind of pretty much carries on through the night, a constant party. But in the morning, as the sun rises, crowds gather around the main we'll call it like town square of this small village, and these giant orbs of light are floating around quickly, and within these orbs they're like viewing orbs. They're watching everything that's being done, and several of these glowing orbs seem to be near the party. Like they hover around your caravan until you guys kind of show yourselves, and after you guys emerge, they kind of hover around closely, watching you. Even though they're small, like crystal ball like orbs that are kind of floating around, you can see, kind of distorted visions of like the crowds if you kind of look into them from your angle, clearly projecting you guys to the masses, not just you guys, but all of the contestants that seem to be surrounding this town. Loud trumpets erupt and Darius's voice booms over the crowd and echoes around the surrounding area. All right, come to me, contestants and onlookers all. It's time to get this started. And with that, people will begin making their way towards Darius in a particular direction, kind of northeastish of the town, but everybody begins heading that way, making for the main stage. As you guys make your way, with the crowds, Darius stands atop this stage that has recently been erected, and he calls out to the crowd in still somehow magically amplified, booming voice. Well, the next task is Griffin Ball. And the crowd just erupts into cheers. He's like, that's right. All of you lot are going to play Griffin Ball. We are going to eliminate half of the players in this tournament here and now today. You'll be playing against teams opposing one another. Only one team can win each match. We've got 30 teams. That's 15 matches. All at once, all simultaneously. He points to the rows and rows and rows of these crates, these massive animal crates, and they shake and rumble, and you hear the occasional screech, and you can see through the various holes and cage slits that there are something 40, maybe 50 griffins, just kind of caged here. This is each individual will be provided with a griffin, and the rules are simple. Ball in a ring equals 1 point. Ties result in both teams being eliminated, so more than half of the field can be gone today. Players who touch the ground are disqualified. If a team's champion touches the ground or is killed, or for any other reason is disqualified, the match ends immediately. Once the iron balls score a point or touch the ground, they disappear. Once the balls disappear, the match is concluded. He points up to the sky, and you guys see in this nearby court, it is essentially two iron rings, and these two iron rings are spaced several football fields apart, and in the center, in the dead center of this field, so there's two iron rings. Think of it like a football field and goalposts. Actually, I'll just take a picture of Skadoosh. And aside from these two iron rings at either end of the field, there are three large hovering steel and iron balls. These are like ball bearings. They are like completely smooth in the center. So I just dropped a pic in the feed. So you can see like a ring on either side. The colorful side would be obviously the side you guys are on. There are these iron balls that are floating hundreds of feet in the air, and they are floating like center field, if you will. And so with that, he just kind of gestures and he says, your opponents have all been randomly assigned to each of you. Mount up, make your way to the trainers, get your beasts. You'll be assigned a field, and good luck. May the best contestants win. So, with little ado, you guys make your way over to these griffin handlers, these various beastmasters. You guys are each assigned a griffin, and with not only are you guys assigned a griffin, you guys are given a field number, and you make your way with your griffins, currently muzzled and walking, similar to horses behind you guys. You make your way to your field, and sitting across from you, your opponents, on the opposite end of said field, are. I will drop a pick in the feed. They are very small. They are, even though Renwick is a halfling, these creatures are, maybe chest high to Renwick. They are small. They are frog-like individuals. Each of these tiny little dart frog people seems to be a different color. There's red ones, there's green ones, there's gold ones, there's blue ones, there's purple ones, and and 5 of them step forward. And as they do so, a sort of ref walks into the center of the field. These grung on one side, the sands of justice on the other. The ref turns to the grung and says, "Have you elected a champion?" The gold grung bows his head and steps forward, and the ref nods. "You are marked champion." And with that, like a small bit of magic in the last breath of his word, a small symbol leaps from his mouth and like just sticks to this guy's chest, almost like a badge. So he's got like a glowing X marking him as the champion. The same ref kind of turns to the Sands of Justice and says, "Have you elected your champion?"
Oh shit.
No.
You
Yes.
must elect a champion to move forward. Choose one now.
How much time do we have, Ref?
I will allow you a 60-second timeout.
All right, everyone, huddle up, huddle up, huddle up, huddle up. All right, here's what I'm thinking. Gladier's the beefiest one, but he's a little slow and clumsy. I think if he's a sitting duck out there, it might be a little hard for him. I'm pretty fast. I'm not too beefy, but I'm pretty in tune with animals. So I mean, I might be a good pick, but I don't know.
I think Renwick. He's small. That cloak makes him a trick to the eyes,
I
and he can
am
move around.
I'm fast and I'm hard to hit, but I'm also not that great with animals. So if I'm flying on the back of something, I'm not sure how being small and fast is going to do well for me. I think if we need our champions to stay alive, because if they hit the ground, the game's over. Then whoever can handle a griffin the best is probably a safer bet.
I'm not the
Yep.
best with animals.
Well, I'm good at range and I'm the best with animals, so I can stay back and do damage while trying to stay alive. But I'm not very beefy, so
What are
if
we
I,
supposed to be doing damage? I mean, the ball
well,
only have to get the ball through a hole, but
if we kill their champion, the game's over. If they kill me, the game's over for us, or if whoever's champion goes down, basically.
The ref cries out to you, "Sands of Justice, elect your champion or forfeit. Who do you name your champion?"
We
Bogus.
forfeit. No, we'll go Logan. I think that's the right move.
Lotus forward.
Yeah, I think he's got range. I got teleportation, but yeah, he's got range.
Okay, then Logos will sit high on his griffin and step forward. I'll be the champion of the Sons of Justice.
As you say that, he says, "All right, you elected champion," and as if on the last syllable of the last word, a magical glowing X flies from the ref's mouth and secures itself on your chest, labeling you the champion. May the best team win. The match starts. 500 feet in the air. Once both teams are mounted and at the appropriate height, my whistle will signal the beginning of the match. And with that, these grung, these small frog-like peoples, mount their griffins. The sands of justice mount theirs and sail into the sky. And that is where we're going to put a bookmark in our tale for the time being, fellas.
I knew you were gonna do that. God damn it.
Playing Quidditch.
Tune in next week to see who becomes Griffin Poop.
Before we put the full bookmark in, I wanted to grab the cat charm from the bracelet and tell Logus, swallow this, and it'll help with dexterity to cast Cast Grace, which is advantage on dexterity checks.
Ooh, excellent. Yeah, that'll come in handy for sure. Can I just say, like, I had always planned this to be up against the Grung, and the Hero's Feast making you guys immune to poison is such a fucking boost. You have no idea. Like, poison with these creatures is, like, gnarly. You guys being immune, huge boost.
I've been making that shit
Let's go.
every night, hoping it would come in handy. Even bought like 5 diamond encrusted things just for, and finally it pays off.
Oh yeah, you guys saved yourself a huge headache by making yourselves immune to poison prior to the match. That's a good spell right there.
Very solid move.
And there's resistance to poison damage if they do poison damage. So I'm fucking excited for next week, dude. This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, dude, it's definitely. I stole these schematics from a friend of mine. I've definitely played Griffin Ball in other campaigns. It's actually pretty fun.
Dude, I'm nervous. I was nervous about being champion because I make sense in a lot. Logos makes sense in a lot of ways, but god damn it, he's not beefy at all.
Just don't get hit. You'll be fine. That's been my strategy this whole campaign. It's worked out for the most part.
You know how many times Sean has like hit me like once and I'm like less than half health already.
I do. I think you and I have pretty similar health. I just don't get a hit. When I do, it's usually pretty life or death after the second one.
I hit you. I managed to hit you guys so rarely at your higher levels that when I do hit you, I got to make it hurt.
That's fair.
Like I don't recall how much damage you did when you flung us. I don't remember the exact number, but I do remember that I was like one more of those and I would have been down. Like it was stupid.
Yeah,
Like
I
70 or 80 something.
Yeah, I gave you guys 200 feet of falling damage essentially to start the match, and it was like unavoidable. So you guys took a big womp right from the get go. It was pretty impressive though, 20d6 or some shit like that. All right,
It was a great
fellas.
session, Sean.
Hey, thanks. I gotta get out of here, so you guys take care, and let's do this crazy thing again soon, yeah?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Have a good night.
Next week
Everyone,
we ride.
everyone good, right? Everyone good for next week? Nothing coming up.
Yeah, I believe
I
so.
believe so.
I don't know. Are we all good for next week, Logos? You son of a
I don't
bitch.
That shit was funny. My dad was like, "What the hell are you doing? What do you want?" I was like, "Just send me a message that you were coming with the jack." It's like, fine, leave me alone, dude." Oh, it was so
Uh,
worth it though.
Son of a
because
bitch.
Anthony didn't play last week, we did decide to call Thanksgiving week kind of a scrap week with people's families coming in and a bunch of other stuff. Because I think that was for Thanksgiving, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of busy around that whole week, so.
Yeah, we just decided to call it off rather than try to squeak one in on a random day.
Sounds good to me. I got a long weekend that they give us like 5 days off for Thanksgiving break. It's pretty awesome.
Nice.
That sounds good, fellas. We'll see y'all. Talk to y'all in the chat. See y'all next week.
Take it easy, guys.
Later, gang.
Later, guys.
See you guys.